911, what's the address of your emergency? Okay, what's the phone number you're calling from in case we get disconnected?
Exactly what to do next.
Okay, what was your name?
Can I go ahead and get that number of the person inside?
All right, Willie, give me 1 second while I get them started. You said there was a gas leak possible?
Ma'am, where's your son now?
Okay, how old is he?
Ma'am, where is your son right now?
396, I got negative 29 to a two-door black car. That'll be complaining at that location. Are you
And when did you smell it?
Ma'am, don't engage him, okay?
Is he choking at the moment? Yeah, almost two.
What did he say? What he put in his mouth?
They said he swallowed something earlier in the day and he was fine, and so his mother was just waiting for him to cough back up or bring it back up, and then he just started coughing and then basically stopped breathing.
There's a lot of calls coming in to the communication center, and they need to be able to multitask those calls and to be able to work calmly with someone who's having a critical incident, for them to be able to calm that individual down, get the information that's needed, the resources that they request, and get that information sent to their appropriate agencies.
We can go ahead and send an officer out right now. Where is this location?
They are breathing now? Okay, good. All right. Stay with me. I'm going to have a few more questions. We're still going to have an ambulance.
My name is David Odom. I'm the director of the Consolidated Dispatch Agency. I've been with the Tallahassee Police Department for the last 29 years. Consolidated Dispatch Agency was created 9 years ago as an interlocal agreement between the city of Tallahassee and the Leon County to provide 911 emergency communications for this community and to support our 4 partner agencies, which is the Leon County Sheriff's Office, City of Tallahassee Police Department, Tallahassee Fire Department, and Leon County Emergency Medical Services. Biggest benefit is the allocation of resources. Because there's this coordinated response, the resources are appropriately distributed throughout the county and the city to help provide a greater service for this community. Primary role within the CDA is the public safety communications operators. Those are the individuals that are responsible for answering 911 emergency communications calls.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
My name is Arthur Kirby. I've worked for the CDA since its inception. I have a total of 35 years working experience serving this community. There's no such thing as an average call.
Standby 1789, I've got a note now. Suspect has left the scene in a black Toyota Camry. Vehicle last seen southbound on Meridian.
In any given day, we can take anything from a private property tow to a delayed burglary or delayed theft, all the way up to we've had bank robberies, shootings, stabbings, people drowning, people sick, heart attacks, birthing babies. I've seen the gambit. I don't know of a call that I haven't necessarily had in some form or fashion.
All right, so without putting yourselves in any danger, just have your license, registration, and insurance ready for the officers responding, and an officer will be dispatched as soon as possible. Call us back if anything changes or if you have any further information, okay? You're welcome, ma'am. Bye-bye.
Come in at 6 a.m., we immediately relieve our night shift, and then we just set up our computers and get right to work. My name is Alessandra Shepard. I've worked for the Consolidated Dispatch Agency for 9 years now, and I am a communications training officer.
So this is the call taking station. We answer 911 and non-emergency here. We'll put in the calls for service. It'll automatically ship over to the dispatching area, whether it's law enforcement or fire or EMS. We don't dispatch at all over here. We simply take calls and put them in for service. Call us back if anything changes or if you have any further information, okay? Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Some people, they do say dispatcher and operator, but here, a dispatcher is an operator. The names are used interchangeably. Everybody is trained to do everything. Dispatch officers and take 911 calls. It's like we're public safety communications operators, but it's just quicker to say 911 dispatcher.
My name is Mary Saylor. I've been with the company now for 5 years.
and I am currently a CTO. I am what you call one of the mess magnets here. So no matter where I sit, it's gonna be something, whether it's good or bad. It's not always like that though. Like today, I'm actually having a good day on radio.
I got it, Matt. Of course. Give me 1 second. Our tones back here isn't working for that station. So we have to manually tone station 1. Engine 1, traffic crash at West 6th Avenue in North Bruno. That's West 6th and Bruno. You're responding to a traffic crash with unknown injuries. 2 vehicles involved with airbag deployment and road blockage. -38.
The first thing that I would want a citizen to understand is there is a sequence of things that we are required to ask in order to provide the right kind of delivery. Each question builds upon the next. The very first most important question is where.
911, what is the address of the emergency?
Okay, what's the closest cross street or intersection?
What, who, why, and weapons. Those are the 5 components of a call that we have to answer in order to be able to send out a unit with the best amount of information possible. I could say I couldn't tell that it's a male or female or child or adult, but the where has got to be the key component.
Consolidated Dispatch Agency, this is Chris. How can I help you?
ProQA, we have to have a series of questions asked in order. We have to have those answers, not only for their safety, our officers' safety as well.
But the idea is to try to get as comprehensive a picture to give to responding units as quickly as we can.
Hey, Bobby, it's Art over the CDA.
They're so anxious to give you the information of what is happening, but we have the specific question.
So tell me exactly what happened.
Tell me exactly what happened. And once you ask that, they kind of take a breath and tell you exactly what happened. So now the story kind of changes.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
And thank you for your patience there.
Although we have sets of questions that we have to ask in certain sequences, we certainly have to consider our caller first and foremost. Caller, someone suggesting they want to commit suicide, certainly handle a little bit differently than a child of, say, 5 or 6 years old asking for help.
I try not to get too emotional with calls. It doesn't happen very often, but I do get affected with calls that involve children, especially if they're very ill or if they pass away.
I think the only thing that triggers me are children and the elderly. But then you got a mother that's sobbing and crying because something is happening with the child, or you got a husband finding his wife cold and stiff. You sympathize with people.
As an organization, we really looked at this whole concept of, or do we have a healthy workforce? So how can we improve the environment internally inside the organization and them as individuals? And so if they're having issues with a difficult call for service, our mental health counselor is able to help them guide them through that. So they're a healthier employee and a healthier person as they're working here for the Consolidated Dispatch Agency.
Can you state your name and position? Kim Powell, Behavioral Health Wellness Coordinator. I oversee our behavioral health wellness program. You know, they're witnessing tragedy, even though they're listening. But if I were to say to you, ambulance, do you picture an ambulance? So you get that visual, even though they're hearing it, they're visualizing the things that they're hearing. When we're experiencing something traumatic, it can be stored away in a scattered way, but the memory's there. And so sometimes it'll come back in unexpected times, and trauma can build and become overwhelming and overload you. And then, you're driving to work one day and you get a flat tire and you just completely lose it. One way to help mitigate that is to process the trauma, and a way of doing that is to talk or journal or other coping strategies, but to let it out, to release it.
It's one call after the other. You've got to solve each problem as it comes to you. You've got to be able to put the pieces together. It doesn't always have to be pretty, but everybody gets to go home to their family at the end of the night. That's the goal. That's the goal.
There are days where all you can do is just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath, dig in, continue forward, and then worry about getting the pieces picked up afterward. Whatever occurs, I have to know that I had my sequence squared away. As long as I can look in the mirror and say, I did what I needed to do and I did it right, I'm okay with that.
It's nice to have somebody that's here in the building that if we are having a hard time, if we're having a bad day, we can just walk in there and just share and just kind of, like spill our guts to this person. And it makes us feel better and we don't have to hold all that in. Not even necessarily something that's happened at the job. I just need somebody to kind of just talk to, because I can't talk to, whoever I have at home, or I just need to vent.
So when I came here, our program tried to get to know people and to explain what I was going to do in my role. And one way of doing that is the new hires, they have a mandatory time that they have to come and either see me or an off-site counselor. So that's their choice if they want to see me or someone off-site. When we talk about the stressors of training, the new job, how it's impacting family life, all the things. But it's also to kind of build that relationship for later on where they can see me as a resource. So when they do get that really difficult call and I come in and I check on them, we already have that relationship built and it's expected.
To have the ability to have someone you can trust to talk to, especially when you need to lean on someone and you don't have it immediately, it's invaluable. And you really can't evaluate it until you've been in the middle of it, and then have it as opposed to not having it. And I've been in both situations. Having it's much better.
It's bleeding.
They're there? Okay, I'll let you go then, okay?
I'm gonna stay in line with you until help can get there, okay? Just keep me updated with the status.
I can tell you the call for service that made me decide I was where I was supposed to be, first of all, and why I pretty much turned this into a lifelong occupation. I helped 3 kids, all under the age of 10. Youngest, I think, was 18 months, get out of a burning house. Mom had just gone to the corner store and the 3 kids were in the house, and the oldest called 911 and said the house is on fire, that it started in the kitchen, and we got him safe into a bedroom, and then he had to figure out how to get himself out, and then we had to break open a window. I'll never forget it because he put his next oldest sibling out the window and then told him he had to catch the baby. And then a neighbor saw what was going on, came over and helped reach him through the window and got him out. But I was always in awe of that he was 8, and he had enough wherewithal to call 911 and figure out how to get his siblings out of that house. That was a remarkable day. And that's why you work so hard. You try to give them the best you can do from behind a phone, and some days it's everything. Some days there's no other choice.
I do this job because I want to help people. I feel like this is the best way that I can help people. And even though I may not know what happens afterwards, but I know that I've helped somebody. It makes me feel good.
Those are difficult calls, and the fact that they're able to process that, to be willing to come back another day, to be able to move forward is an incredible feat. It's a career that you have a lot of ups and downs. There's a lot of excitement in the room when you're able to save a life. Every day is something a little different. You don't know what's going to be on the other end of that phone. And so it's a very rewarding in the sense of, hey, I'm giving back and I'm able to change the lives of this community. And so when you walk out of the room, our folks are really proud of the work they've done throughout the day.